only after I gave birth. I really otherwise things are pretty normal. After giving birth, that was the hardest thing postpartum.
My mom says I was constipated for the first 3 years of my life. I just remember when I was little, every time I had to go to the bathroom with my mom and I said I had to poop, my mom would be like, "You're kidding me," because it would take us a while.
I don't know. I think it depends on the person, but I think if it's been like a couple days, then that doesn't seem good.
I think it's difficulty having a bowel movement.
When it's gone, I've known people who for a week can't poop. That I've never gone through that, but I have gone through periods where it's been like 2 days and I can't, and it's tough, and so I'd say for me, if I've gone 2 days, I'm like, something's got to give.
Most people think that they're constipated if they don't have a bowel movement every single day. But in fact, having 3 bowel movements a week is the bare minimum. You are clinically constipated if you have 2 or more of the following symptoms 25% of the time for over 3 months.
1, fewer than 3 bowel movements a week. 2, straining. 3, hard or lumpy stool consistency. 4, sensation that you haven't fully evacuated. 5, sensation of feeling blocked. And 6, having to manually remove the stool.
Constipation affects 20% of the population. One of the things that pelvic floor physical therapists look the most for is that you are relaxing your pelvic floor muscles and not contracting.
From what I know, because I actually have as I've gotten older, I'm very into pooping. And so are all my friends. It's like a thing. We were on a trip recently and we all were like, "Did you guys go today?" It's a thing. Are you regular? It's a really big part of your health. So I kind of learned about gut health, and that's how I ended up thinking about poop and all that. As far as I know, constipation is the, sort of blockage or, the inability to excrete or, expel the waste inside your intestines. I occasionally get constipated. It's not a huge problem for me, but when I do, I usually just start eating oatmeal and chia seeds every morning, and it's usually better. So the goal is to keep my diet full of fiber so that I don't have that issue as much. But yeah, it's not fun when it happens.
Okay. So for constipation, I think it's a combination of food and stress, digestion, how physical you are during the day. I think that all connects.
So constipation can be caused by a number of things. Most often, constipation is functional. So what we mean is that there's either things in your diet that are not adequate that cause you to be constipated, or there's just lower or slower transit of the GI tract. Those are the 2 most common reasons for constipation that I see in my practice. Otherwise, medications can also contribute to it. Having a sedentary lifestyle can contribute to it. Certain medical conditions like hypothyroidism, diabetes are also factors. One of the other things that I guess I should mention is that poor bowel habits. What we find with most patients is that there has to be a routine to your bowel movements, some kind of regimen that you come up with that works for you. What also happens in these patients is that they lose their feedback. Some people will have sensation or urge to move their bowels, and because it's an inconvenient time or they're just not ready, they actually hold the urge. And what happens over time is that they lose that sensation, or it takes a longer expansion of your rectum or colon for you to feel that. So making sure you don't do that. Also, positioning is very, very important for adequate bowel movements. Your knees need to be elevated, or your legs should be elevated, because you need to straighten out your rectum.
If you've ever watched a puppy go to the bathroom, it's going to tuck its tailbone underneath so its knees are higher than its hips. Similarly, you want to make sure that when you sit on the toilet, you have something under your feet so that your knees come up higher. Doing this helps you be able to eliminate your stool much easier.
Lots of things. There are some teas, like some herbal supplements, coffee and fruit and fiber I find help. A green smoothie will help. Then like over-the-counter, like Pepto-Bismol, Tums, things like that help. And also figuring out why. Like if it's because I'm menstruating, I just kind of have to ride it out. But if it's because of some sort of like new food that doesn't agree with me and I can figure out what it is, then I can, cut it out of my diet.
Fiber, chia seeds, leafy greens. A lot of it does have to do with my diet, but I do try to meditate as well. And I think there's a connection there. So I definitely think meditation can often help to ease things out.
Drink more water, have fiber, and just kind of breathe on the toilet.
I'm a fan of modifying lifestyle, and I think that works the best and patients find the most reward with modifying their lifestyles. So I start basically with diet, increasing your soluble fibers in your diet. So at least 25 to 30 grams of fiber. And what I mean by that is a lot of fruits and vegetables. Good example of vegetables would be broccoli, Brussels sprouts, pears, apricots are all good source of fibers, and they're very nutrient rich. And other things like legumes, soybeans, peas, chickpeas, black beans, they all have a great concentration of fiber, which really bulks the stool and helps the elimination process be smoother for most patients. And water. Water is very crucial, about 2 to 3 liters of plain water a day to really soften the stool and to have adequate bowel movement. And lastly, with lifestyle modification, being active. Exercising is great for general GI health. So getting in at least 20 to 30 minutes of exercise most days of the week really helps the transit process.
Other quick tips. Number 1, make sure that you're breathing while you're on the toilet. Don't hold your breath. Relax your body, relax your muscles, and breathe. And the second thing is don't bring your phone into the toilet. It increases the time that you sit on the toilet, and it actually activates a part of your nervous system that gets you more wired up and clench your body instead of relaxing your body.
I mean, waking up in the morning, allotting yourself some time for yourself is so crucial. Like waking up, maybe doing a little stretch for 5 minutes, getting your coffee, and then moving your bowels, and then doing whatever else you need to for the rest of the day significantly improves the quality of your life, as mundane as it sounds early in the morning.
Constipation can really impact the quality of your life. It's important to check in with a GI specialist, a nutritionist, or a dietitian. Pelvic floor PTs can also really help you, especially with relaxing your pelvic floor muscles. That's the main problem. When something needs to come out, your muscles need to be loose and relaxed. Oftentimes, people are clenching, and that's half the battle. A pelvic floor PT is also going to teach you a GI massage to help move things right along and put you on a good bowel schedule so you can trust yourself and trust your body.